ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and Senator Adam Schiff must be feeling the weight of the FBI pressure breathing down on his neck because, well, he's losing it. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. I want to apologize, actually, right off the bat. I just heard what I said. When I say he's losing it, that implies he had it at some point, that he hadn't lost it years ago, and that's incorrect. Trump has broken this man. Yesterday, he appeared on television, and he did what every Democrat was going to do no matter what happened between Trump and Putin. He could have walked out of there with a peace deal and a ceasefire, and they would have found something wrong with it. I said that yesterday, and I'll say it again. No matter what he does, they're going to find something wrong. So he has his meltdown. And the meltdown is not pertaining to the FBI investigation, by the way. I just think that's part of the reason he's so tense and lashing out right now, because he didn't only lash out at Trump. And this is what is interesting. So he downplays what Trump did, because, of course, he's going to do that, right? But then he also takes a shot at former President Joe Biden. He says Biden was too slow. Biden didn't do enough on Russia and Ukraine. He's the first Democrat I've heard say that. He's absolutely right. For the first time in history, I think Adam Schiff is absolutely right about this one point. And a broken clock is right twice a day. Adam Schiff usually is right never, but this time, he actually did have a very good point. What he's wrong about with Trump is Trump inherited this mess, and he's trying his best to fix it. Schiff doesn't want him to fix it. I think Schiff would rather see this war continue than to see peace in that region if Trump gets the credit for that peace. I want you guys to watch this and let me know what you think in the comments.
Alaska.
But do you believe that President Trump should get credit for, at the very least, trying to have peace happen here? The argument being that the Biden approach did not work, and that ultimately, even though there was a period when arming Ukraine seemed to really push the Russians back, that Russia reorganized, Putin reorganized his economy and his country, and then began to score some very significant victories on the battlefield, and that this is at least an attempt to bring an end to the bloodshed.
Look, I'm all for any attempt to bring an end to the bloodshed, but what would have been, I think, a far more successful strategy for the president was to have Ukraine's back, to be leaning into providing material and military support to Ukraine, to give Ukraine the resources it needed to take out the trains carrying fuel going to the front, which have continued to feed the war. But this is not what the president done. The president said essentially Ukraine won't be part of NATO, so he's dealt away a terrible concession even before there's any kind of negotiations. The vice president today in saying that, we're done with providing military support for Ukraine. How is that facilitating a successful negotiation? That's essentially giving up both the military support, NATO membership. Indeed, the president talked about land swaps, giving up potentially territory of Ukraine, even before you sit down at the table. So I agree. The Biden approach didn't succeed, and I think because it was too slow to provide enough material support to Ukraine to give Ukraine that military advantage it needed. But what the president has done since taking office has been to undercut that. We have a bipartisan bill, as you know, strongly bipartisan, to sanction Russia. The president hasn't allowed that legislation to move forward. And the president's own threat of imposing sanctions, he withdrew on, at least until now. So I don't think this is the successful negotiating posture Ukraine deserves.
Obviously, any peace deal has to be negotiated between the leaders of Russia and the leaders of Ukraine.